Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to a video that I can simply describe as experiencing hell in War Thunder. Now, if you are not willing to listen to what will become a rant, if you're not listening to something that is kind of bringing forward some valid criticism, and if you're just here for the memes or for some happy times, if you just want to be entertained, this is the wrong video. That has been the warning. Okay, I'm playing the Attilio Regolo, and this is the first Italian cruiser, and it is equipped with 8 135mm guns. It has some 37mm, some 20mm, and then even some torpedoes. However, aside from the repair kit, this ship is completely, and I mean completely, stock. There is no improvement to the speed. There is no fire protection system. I don't have a smoke screen. I don't have the APHEBC round or the armor piercing shell. I don't have any sort of improvements to the survivability or rangefinder or better gun handling. And this is just why cruisers are a failure in War Thunder in the current state, because this is just what's going to happen to you all the time. With this 5.0 cruiser, you are facing nothing but 5.7 ships. Every single battle, all the time, without any exception. Now, I had tanks and planes where they were kind of in the matter of up tiering all the time, but even then, once in a while, I got a not full up tier. Here, it's always 5.7, and you have only HE. It is not the lowest cruiser HE that there is. I think this goes to the Krasny Kafkas, but it is definitely the weakest in terms of bursting charts. It's laughably bad, and even destroyers would just be ashamed if they had to deal with other destroyers with this kind of armament. And the DPM is just sad. The Alpha Strike is all but existent. The stock torpedoes have a 4-kilometer range. And then we come to the armor. At maximum 20mm on the turret front. There is no magazine protection. There is no belt armor. And this is just what's the thing that's going to happen all the time by any ship. This could be heavy cruisers, light cruisers, destroyers, hell, even AI ships. So this is just me playing for 5 battles. And how can you expect for somebody to go through this stock grind? It is practically impossible to do. And even if you manage to do it, it takes an awful long time, and it's definitely not fun, except if you're a masochist. And then there is the map design. Gaijin has also made things only worse for stock cruisers, and the entirety of the Italian tech tree is pointless. It's worthless, and it is not to be recommended. Don't spend a single cent on this game mode. Don't buy any sort of premium ship to get into the closed beta test. Then also, please wait for the cruiser to come out, because the destroyer, I will make a ship review about it to point out how extremely non-meta it is. No words further said. I have the statistics, I have the number, I have literal proof. Then there is the Spaviero, which is just such an awful ship as well. I'll make a video about this as well, because lots of people have bought it, and yeah, it shouldn't be a thing. But again, the maps, I have to duel here heavy cruisers and light cruisers that are better in every single aspect that matters, and there is no protection, there is no cover, there is no gameplay style that could save me from receiving damage. And you can see that with those guns I even have difficulties gunning down a destroyer. HE is completely busted in this patch. I don't have AP, and even if I would have AP, it's very bad on this ship. So this is nothing but a cruiser with a more explodey magazine. It has no armor. Hell, the American US destroyers have more armor. That can, yeah, that is something that happens all the time. And do you think that this is fun? Because not just have I no protection, I can't deal damage. So I never can go through the grind efficiently. So this is after like 5 minutes of playing. I dealt one ship damage. One ship damage. I'm not talking here about the economy, although it's still very bad for cruisers. I'm talking here about the stock grind. I'm talking here about just trying to play, shooting enemies, dealing damage, capturing zones, trying to contribute to your team's victory overall, and getting rewarded for it. And yes, a fully upgraded ship should be better than a stock ship, but a stock ship should never be helpless. It should never be a pile of trash that is pointless, worthless. And I know that this is the first cruiser, but never ever in any tech tree has the first cruiser been this bad, except for maybe the British when it was completely bugged in more than one way, but that's a different story. Here, this is where World of Warships did such a better job. This is pure frustration. And imagine somebody that just sees, oh, the new Italian tech tree. He buys the premium destroyer. He plays it. The destroyer is bad. He suffers his way through the tech tree and finally gets this cruiser. And then he thinks, now I have bigger guns. And you know, this is a cruiser, so I can fight other cruisers. And then he experiences this. This is bad for the player retention. This is bad in every single way. I have made suggestions in the past. Gaijin refuses to decompress. Gaijin refuses to give stock FPE and parts to cruisers. We had this once after the Free Abrams disaster. Now it's all tuned back. This is something that also Flamu kind of pointed out and said this is very, very bad and very, very punishing. And nothing has changed. Naval forces are in an awful, awful, awful state. And it has been made worse, especially with the HE nerf. Is it bugged? Is it intentional? I don't care. The result is I can't deal damage. And what am I supposed to do? Because I am fighting 5.7s all the time. This is pure hell. Don't do this to yourself, guys. Don't play naval forces. Don't buy into the Italian tech tree. Just vote with your wallet against this. And this is me saying this as somebody that absolutely loves the idea of ships. And when it worked in the past, it was actually cool and fun and had its moments. But here it's absolutely outrageously bad and very, very poorly designed and made. And again, nothing has been improved. Nothing changed for the better that really matters. Yeah, sure, slight improvements here and there for certain mechanics, then the new patch rolls around and everything is set back to 0, which basically means everything is full of bugs, doesn't work, and more power creep and more feature creep. But this time it's not a new tech tree. And it is absolutely not recommendable. I am absolutely lost for words. I have no idea how this could be fixed or changed without, decompression, without improving the stock grind, without just making naval forces in general more enjoyable. And so much effort has been put into these suggestions, not just by me, but also by other content creators that work in the background that try to communicate this to Gaijin. But Gaijin is really, really stubborn. And against this, where it's obvious, I have no idea if they have a master plan. But so far, this is pure failure on a grand scale. It's tragically bad. I'm out.